Hey MGTOWs, this is Vention. I think I might step outside and get a little sun. Had a good day at work today. I work I work during the weekends. I just bought a super expensive coffee pot. I'll learn how to use it. Good times. Pardon the mess, I'm a bachelor. What really is the purpose of this video, or is that a couple days ago, I was looking at the Seattle Times, and I saw this Dear Abby entry about push gifts. Can you believe that shit? Push gifts. I was just like shocked, you know. This guy, he is talking about how he is busting his ass to support his wife, and his wife just quit her teaching job, and now he's the sole provider, and the birth is taking up a lot of the high deductible medical coverage that he has, and he's straining to the limit, and his wife wants a freaking push gift. And apparently what that is, this is the first time I've ever heard of this shit. Apparently when a woman gives birth, you're supposed to give her a fucking gift. As if the wedding ring and engagement ring and the fucking house and her car, she gets the good car, you get to drive the junk pile. As if all of that shit and supporting her, as if all of that and Mother's Day and fucking Christmas and freaking Valentine's Day, which is just another woman's day, all of that shit. And then on top of that, we have to do the push gift thing too. I have a better idea. How about MGTOW? And the reaction, the physical freaking from the diaphragm, hate of that shit. It reminds me so much of something that happened to be about I think it was like 10, 12 years. No, it's got to be more like 15 or 16, something like that. I was in the grocery store, and I was checking out, and it was the weekend, and these two checkout girls were there, and one of them said to me, "Oh, do you do you have a honeydew list today?" And I did. I swear I had never heard the word before, and I said, and I was racking my brain, what the fuck are these people talking about? and I said, I've heard of a honeydew melon, but I've never heard of a honeydew list. And they both laughed, and they were saying, "Oh, you must be single." And then they explained to me what the frickin' honeydew list was. A whole list of shit that a woman gives to you to do, as if she's like your frickin' supervisor or some shit. "Oh, I need you to do this and this and this, and weed the garden, take the trash out, da 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 da." Fuck you. I have a better idea. How about MGTOW? So, and then when they explained to me what it was, then they laughed even harder from my reaction. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" And they saw the freaking horror on my face when they explained it to me, and I was like, who does this shit? Who's gonna agree to that? God. Even still, I mean, the whole push gift thing, you know, and the honey, that's right up there with the honeydew list, man. And I tell you, there is a backlash coming I mean, it's already here. It is a lot of guys just like you and me who are just sick of this shit, and we're just saying, no, I'm not doing it. And then they're saying, we're all the good men. And then, of course, I get all kinds of flack from freaking white knights and shit when I choose not to marry. But I tell you, every single one of my fellow mechanics at work knows my feelings about MGTOW. And they're pretty much in agreement. The years of, when I would refuse, to do the whole marriage thing, and the shaming language I would get from my fellow mechanics. I mean, that's long gone. Nowadays, I'm in a shop that's more senior. We're an older group of more experienced mechanics, day shift, and they just don't. They understand where what I'm talking about. It's through life experience, But yeah, push gift. Yeah, right. Not happening. Okay. Let's see. Another thing I wanted to cover quickly was Bitcoins. Again, you're probably sick of hearing about this, but day after tomorrow, on August 1st, there's going to be another chain forked off of Bitcoin, so there will be like two sort of identical chains. And if you own Bitcoins on one chain, they will be just copied onto the other chain. And I think it's this giant, stupid scam that the Bitcoin miners are doing. But I am going to put all of my Bitcoins into cold storage. I've got like $13,000 in Bitcoin in a hot wallet, but I'm just going to dump it into cold storage, and then when the fork occurs, all of my Bitcoins will be forked to the new chain. Then I think I'll just leave them there. That way, if they ever are if they ever have any significant value, well, I'll cash them in someday. But I think they're probably just going to go into the toilet. I don't think anybody's really going to want China coin with no segregated witness and 8 megabyte blocks. I just don't see it happening. But who knows? Maybe they'll pull a rabbit out of the hat and actually make it useful for something. Who knows? But I'm thinking segregated witness and everything that's going to be built on Bitcoin with segregated witness over the next few years. I am vastly more confident in that. But, it doesn't cost me anything. So all of my Bitcoins will be forked onto the Bitcoin Cash fork. And maybe it'll be useful someday, maybe not. Who cares? So in any case, then after that, I think I'll just leave them in cold storage and start building a position again in my hot wallet. Until it gets too big, because 13,000 is just too much to have in a freaking hot wallet. So that puts me at too much of a risk of being hacked or whatever. So yeah, it's going into cold storage. Then I'll just start buying and accumulating in the hot wallet until it gets too big, dump it into the main cold storage again. So that's about all I got going, guys. Today was Thursday for me. Tomorrow is Friday. And then I'll have Tuesday and Wednesday off, which is my weekend. I chose Tuesday and Wednesday because sometimes Monday's a holiday. Then I get a 3-day weekend. And there's a lot of guys who have families who actually want to see their families. And I prefer just to let them have the weekend. I don't give a rip really when my weekend is. So I just go for Tuesday and Wednesdays. Okay, guys, well, I guess that's about it. I just wanted to rant about the friggin' push gifts because, man, it grabbed me in a freaking emotional level because because it's just another thing they demand that has just over the years has just put them. It's just priced them out of the market. First, the the risk, the cost of risk, risk is a cost, and it has to be figured in, and then all of this other crap, all these other costs and obligations, and you have no freaking authority. Not when it comes right down to it. You got nothing in a marriage, and responsibility without authority. That is like taxation without representation. I just can't do it. Can't do it. It just doesn't make sense. So I didn't do it. Okay, guys. Just thought I would bitch about push gifts and don't get married.